Good afternoon and welcome to the Web3 Florence podcast. This is Carlo Moretti, and today we are with Andrew, the founder of Belonq Community. Welcome, Andrew.
Hello, Carlo. Nice to meet you.
We are in beautiful Milan. It's a sunny Saturday outside, and we are here for a special event. Andrew is the founder of Belonq Community, but before diving into the project, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who's Andrew?
I'm originally from Ukraine. I started with the banks. I worked 5 years in the banks. Then I shift to international trading. I travel all around the world with the trading project, commodity trading projects in Africa, in Asia. Then it happens that the blockchain starts to develop, and my friends start to, during the meetings, they start to talk about the blockchain, about the idea of decentralization, and so on and so on. And it makes me interested. And when I'm interested in something, I start to, to dig deeper, and deeper. And when you start to analyze all the issues, it makes me so much interested and involved in that I start to, to organize some meetups. Then we organized the fund. Then we decided to create our own projects. Then community idea comes on the table. That's how actually I got into the blockchain. But further, due to the war in Ukraine, I left Ukraine, but still supporting a lot of guys in Ukraine with the donations, uh, with the equipment and so on. And first, initially, I lived in Spain, but I don't like it, frankly speaking. And we decided to go into Italy. We lived in Bergamo, and I like Italy very much. The country, the people, the food, everything is great here. So
That's
that's a very
amazing.
shortly put.
That's amazing, Andrew. Okay, so we
Yeah.
understand you have a strong background in banking, and
Yeah.
you this kind of enlightenment with blockchain technology, and then of course because of the war you have to flee your country, come to Italy. So of course Italy is welcoming you. But today we're here because Belonq Community is making the headlines. You guys attracted my interest. Honestly, I think this event is very well put together. So tell us a little bit about Belonq Community, what you guys are doing, what the project is about.
So the Belonq idea was started to appear in Ukraine in 2019, when we organized the first event. It was on the meetup, let's say, of 30 people, something like right now today, yep. But on the fifth event, we have more than 500 people which were involved. We have a concert, we have a different activities, so we grow because people see the value which such events can create. And it doesn't mean you are belong to our community or to any other. Try to meet with the people, try to discuss the project with people, try to discuss your thoughts, ideas, anything. When you are in the community, it will save your time on during Dior, for example, yep, or save your time on your development of your even project. When you need, for example, to find, let's say, as I mentioned, design company, yep. Why we decided to set up that company? Because on our project, we worked with 4 outsourcing company. We spent 6 months and a lot of money on that. And then we understand that, man, they are just not involved into your project. Yep, they're doing it as a mass market. And we're not looking for that. And that's why we spend 2 months for looking for the people who will be working on your project. So that's why we are not even making a lot of advertisement of the company, because we don't need a mass market. We want to find one client and work with him. And very often, for example, we met with you. If I will ask you, can you facilitate me with something in Florence? You said, Andrei, of course, sure, come, I will make an intro. That's how the community works. And that's why the community needs to be organized, not organized, but the communities need to be on the market. And because, and especially those communities which can live without any external funding. I mean, like, people, when they meet without any financial interest, those one will survive. But if you want to promote something, it will not work in
That's
the long
very
lasting.
interesting. That's
Yeah.
very interesting. This vision that you have of building a community without external financial support, it also resonates with your name, right? Belong, which is this sense of belonging that you want to create among the community members. Oh, okay, so congratulations, and tell us a little bit about the startup projects that you were talking to me earlier, right? There is a very interesting niche that you have found, and I'm sure the watchers are going to be amazed by this.
We have actually several projects we are working on. They are all on the dev stage. One of them we passed MVP. Then, as I mentioned, we got into the acceleration, incubation programs, and we understand that we miss something. Yep. Even I'm as a founder, I should accept and realize, yep, we're missing something, and we start to make some changes. Starts to pay additional, not pay, starts to redevelop some portions of the code even. Then we pass security audits. So the project actually is ready, but we didn't launch because security issues, scaling issues, early users issues are priority for us, and we decided to spend more time on that. And that's why we shift our launch 3 times already. But that's not because of the market or something else. That's only because we want to make the project good before we will launch. We didn't take money from the investors, and nobody speed up us. We have a time to develop, and that's why we decided to make a good product and then go to the market.
Okay,
And
interesting.
the project, actually, let me tell you about a little bit more about the project itself. One of them is the project, is the platform, which will allow people to trade with their vestings. Shortly put, when you invest into the project, it means that your funds, your liquidity is locked
Yeah.
in vestings. But market develops, and I'm more than sure, because of the banking experience, that investors need, people needs tooling to manage your assets, even those which are investings. And that's why in 2021, long time ago, we started to think about that tooling. Before that, it was impossible. Then technology developed further, and we realized that we have a solution for that. We spent 1 year for the development, and right now we're almost done. Very soon we will present it. And the second project is just a crypto processing platform. We got all the licenses in EU. Thanks to 𝐞𝐶, we have already passed all those compliances, and we will also launch very soon.
Okay, it's good what you last said, because actually 𝐞𝐶 was part of my master's thesis in economics,
Wow.
and you said thanks to 𝐞𝐶, right?
Yep, thanks to 𝐞𝐶.
So what do you think that a market regulation that supports the adoption in 27 countries is actually a good thing for business and startups?
It's a great thing, not even a good thing, because previously, on our talks with you 10 minutes ago, I mentioned that I lost a lot of money on the scam projects. Yep. Right now, everybody will be responsible what they are doing, or at least more responsible what they are doing, because they will be in a legal environment. And for me is essential, to have. I don't like to work on the wild west environment. Yep, I like to work at least where is some rules, because when you are spending a lot of time on developing some projects and make it, for example, safe, secure, accessible to the people, and somebody just don't like spend money on those and do something, people are scammed, for example, and they don't want to use your project because they lost already money. And it will be like a barrier, for those people who are not serious in what they are doing, who are not thinking long term. And that's, for me, it's okay. I like that. And a lot of people will not think about the blockchain, that it is something, illegal, risky. No, risky, yep, of course, it will be still the market will be volatile. A lot of risks related to the blockchain will be, but people will be more, how do you say that word, friendly when
Yes.
you are talking that you are in blockchain. Because right now, when you are talking, I'm doing something in blockchain or Web3, they said, oh, what is the price of Bitcoin today? They think that this is only trading, most of the people. But if such communities, for example, any community, will blockchain communities will exist on the market, people will be more friendly about that. People will understand that something is going on. Let me give you one shot. When I was working in the banks, do you remember when Apple Pay appears?
Yes.
It was like 20, I don't know,
15 maybe.
a little bit earlier, but don't matter. Everybody was thinking that US guys are trying to cheat us, take our money, that this is something that will never survive, blah blah blah. But then what we have right now on the market, everybody is using Apple Pay, Google Pay, so this technology, so it becomes familiar. Yep, and that's why I think that the same will be with the blockchain very soon. Everybody will understand its utilities. Today we will talk about real life utilities of the blockchain, and I think that it can work.
And in terms of that, what do you think are the main problems that we're facing right now as a crypto ecosystem to grow? And how do you think we can, as a community, as a market, overcome these issues that are impeding us from growing to the next level, mass adoption?
From my perspective, of course, as we have mentioned before, legal legal environment is still very poor. Yep, a lot of it caused no. As a result, a lot of guys with the scam projects, with the Ponzi schemes, blah blah blah. Still, the technology is under development. So even with the GameFi sector, you can see that the games which are coming, yep, they have a very poor economy. I mean, economical models, tokenomics actually. Uh, the people which are doing or engaged in Web3 and blockchain are very young, and probably because of that they don't have an experience of doing something or realizing any projects, and they are not thinking long term but thinking very short. That's from my perspective. And when the experience will meet ambitious, then I think the market will have a new wave of growth. And a lot of people from my environment, from the communities who are right now developing the projects, I see that the next level of the projects which will appear, they will be much more complicated, they will be much more functionable, and will bring real life value. Because a lot of projects which were built right now, they they were building something without understanding why they are building. Just we're doing something on the blockchain without any real life utility, which I think the essence, if you're doing something, you need to understand why people will use it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always important to have the customer, the end customer in mind when you're building
Yeah,
the
yeah.
project, right? And I agree 100% that a lot of the young people that are involved, and I look at myself, for example, in 2020 when I was building my first startups, really think short term, and especially with the meme coin market, for example, that we're seeing right now, which is kind of also supported and encouraged in a way. A lot of these kind of approaches are emerging, where you really build a project for the short term, you take the money and then you move on to the next one.
You know, sorry for adding. When we have a community meetups in Milan, like on a weekly basis, yep, 10, 15 people arrive. Everybody is asking me one question, Andrei, why you're talking always about some technological projects? Yep, why you're going so deep? People are making money on the memes, and you are talking about the Arbitrum ecosystem, about the mantle technology and so on. Why? Let's do money on the meme coins. And I said, guys, meme coins, I don't like them for several reasons. They don't have open teams. They don't have real token utility. So today you decide the price is $10, tomorrow zero. How you can control? There is no demand. This is only for the communities. But probably later, when the communities will be really big one, and but the, we just need time. And those, for example, memes will be used somehow in the community. For example, give value. I have like, I don't know, everybody knows Dodge. You come to that place, and when you pay with the Dodge, you have some discounts, at least something like this. Or with the Dodge, you can go to some party, to some event, and so on. I think then the meme coins can live. But right now, I don't. I never invest into such stuff.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because I see a meme on Twitter the other day where there was the old kind of 2014, 2017 wave when there was these people with the gym kind of style that were talking about, let's revolutionize the banking system, let's create a new technological layer for financial protocols and so on. And then you see these youngster people in the meme that are more like, gamers, that have a kind of a poor style, and they represent the new wave of people that just want to speculate and you know
Right now, it's only the way of speculation and taking the money from the people. And it harms the ecosystem, I think, because when people trust somebody, they put their money into that meme coin. Don't care. I don't care about which one I'm talking. They put that money. They lost the money because the same with NFT. A lot of people lost their money. Yep. When you lost money, and next day somebody will come to you and ask, let's invest into new project, you will say no, 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 thank you. You even didn't take care about what this guy is proposing because you have already lost your money, your investments, and that is not good
yeah, yeah.
from my perspective.
And talking about your perspective, Andrei, tell us a bit of the lessons that you've learned as an entrepreneur, right? What are the mistakes that you've made that you would advise the audience that is watching it? Not, don't do this. What kind of lessons you can bring?
When we start to develop our own projects, yep, I was thinking that we need a big team of people, the first one. But then after several months, we realized that you need to look for the team, but you don't need to convince the team to work with you. You need to find those people who believe into the idea you are proposing, and those people will support you. In any case, in any way, they will be just with you, and it doesn't mean that you need to pay them. You just need to make them believe into your project, into your idea. This is actually how a big and great projects are built. The second is that funding is essential, yeah, because if you delay with the payments, if you delay with your commitments, nobody will be, serious about your project. And the third one, early community. You need to build an early community for your project. Those believers who will test, who will give you a feedback, who will give a review, and so on and so on. Of course, you need to build your tokenomics, your economical model in such a way that those people will be interested. Never take those prime agencies, never take those high valued guys. Just find the people who will be, who even didn't suit your position, but they are very interested in working with you. This is actually the advice for startups because we lost a lot of money for people who come, who don't do nothing, and then just leave. Or people who work with you for some period of time, but then when the point comes when they need to come, they just go away. It happens because that was our mistakes on this way when we were building our project. And the dev team. Right now, we're working with the US-based Dexola team. This is the name of the company.
Sola.
Yes, Dexola. Why we work with them? Because this is the guys which listen to your idea, and they don't do like everything what is written. Yep, they do even more. They will tell you, Andre, here we see the risk. Here we will better do like this, and they propose the solution to you. And they are very good in terms of the budgeting. They are friendly. They are supporting your projects. They are not like working on your project as the outsourcers. They are working as your dev team, because previous guys, I don't want to name them, we lost time, we lost money, and so on. But try to find such team, and don't try to look for the dev team if you have an idea and onboard them from the first initial point. Build an MVP and then look for the dev team. Good devs are very expensive, and it's very hard to find those guys. But outsourcing for the to build your MVP, if your co-founder is not the dev guy, I think for me the best idea.
Okay, Andy. So really, thank you very much for everything that you've shared. I think a final remark on the charity initiative that you're doing today is very
Yeah.
valuable.
Carlos, starting from the first day of the war, when I wake up, when it was bombing outside, we take a decision to go to the western part of Ukraine, and we start to support the Ukraine. Yep. When I say Ukraine, it means those people who are living there. Yep. We start to buy food, equipment, clothes, whatever we can on that moment to support the guys. The guys who asked us for the funding, we never give money to nobody. We give only equipment for those guys who really in need of that. Or, for example, we support families who comes to the western part from the eastern because their houses was ruined. So they don't have money, they don't have documents, they don't have nothing. So we buy food, for example. We buy a lot of equipment from Europe and bring it to Ukraine to support people there. And starting from last year, my wife is working in charity fund, and we start to support the charity fund by donations, by organizing this auction today, actually. But I think that people don't want to just give money. Yep, I don't know how it works, but it works like better in the way when people donate and receive something. So we prepared some lots. National football team give us some T-shirts with the personal signatures. We got some Ukrainian postal stamps, also with the signatures of the authors of those stamps. So it's lots which we find, which people give to us for free. And today on the auction, we will just try to collect some donations directly to the fund to support the children's.
Amazing, Andrew. Really, congratulations for everything that you're
Yeah.
doing between Ukraine and Italy. And until the next round, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Carlos.